Welcome to our Kickstarter project for Casino Billiards. My name is Terry Hess and I'm the inventor of Casino Billiards and the most important component in the game set, which is called the PoolCube. This game is very experiential and visual. It incorporates elements of craps, poker, and the backgammon doubling cube into a game of pool. And that alone is a stretch to most people's imagination. How can that be done? But to say that it also is transparent and has no effect on the rules of the game. In other words, you can play with 8-ball, 9-ball, 10-ball, winners break, losers break. You can do anything you want, any game you want, even one pocket or bank pool or anything you can imagine, and still use this game. It's a gaming system, it's a scorekeeping system, and a handicapping system. And what I want to do before I show you how the game is played is actually show you what the components look like. So here's what they look like. What we have here is the Casino Billiards complete game set in a game set tray, which is specially designed to be consumer and pool hall friendly. And this is what you'll soon find in pool halls all around the country. On the bottom of it, you can see there are dimples in the tray. And if this were a rack of 16 balls, it'd fit very easily, and you could just scoop it up and take it to your table altogether. So let's get rid of these for now and show you the components of the game. First, we have 2 chip caddies. These have special bottoms, which are made out of a urethane material, which will not scratch the rails or slide off the table. The way the game works is each player starts off with a half a rack of poker chips, which means 50 poker chips each. Each one of these cavities holds exactly 20 poker chips, no more, no less. So if we start each player with the same amount, each player starts with 50, and then we put these on the side rails. There are 3 pool cubes in the set. The small blind pool cube has a high value of 16. It has a 1, a 2, a 4, an 8, and on the 6th side it says lose your break. All the cubes have the 6th side where it says lose your break. So what you do is you use this for the first 3 racks to determine who's winning chips. And the way you do it is you start and you roll it to cube, and that determines how many chips you're playing for. During the second 3 racks, you raise the bet to 32, as high as 32. In this game, this one starts at 2 instead of 1. Starts at 2, goes to 4, 8, 16, and then 32, and of course also has lose your break. Now after the first 6 racks, if no one has won all the chips, we go to the big dog, which has a high value of 64 and a small value of 4. And it also has lose your break on it. So what these 3 cubes do is they mimic poker. They mimic the big blinds in poker, and they mimic craps in that when you roll it down the table, you're setting a point, or if you roll lose your break, you're crapping out. Okay, the first thing we do to start the game is we roll the cube down the table. Now since the 8 was rolled, that establishes how many chips we're playing for. And this is placed in the foot rail, the center of the foot rail between the 2 side pockets, and that indicates that it's in the neutral position so that either player can raise the bet should someone miss or scratch. So let's say the game starts and the balls are broken and a couple balls go down the break, but the guy scratches. So the next guy coming to the table, he can say, well, I like the layout, I think I can win. So he turns it over to 16, taps it on the side rail, and that indicates that the other player has been raised, and now the game is worth 16 chips. And the other player has to decide whether he wants to call the bet or play for more. Now in the case of the for instance, the big dog cube, let's say the big dog cube was rolled, and we rolled an 8 on the big dog, and we raised it to 16. Later on, during the rack, if the player misses again, this player can, if he chooses, raise it back to this player for 32. And then later on, if something happens where the player misses a shot and leaves an open table, he can double it back to 64. And that kind of thing usually forces one of the players to fold and drop out, and the player who drops out loses the rack. But like I said before, this game is very experiential and it's very visual. So what we're going to do is we're going to show you some clips of some actual professional pool players who are actually playing casino billiards for money. So here we go. Highest number goes first. The PoolCube leg. 8. 8, do it again. Another 8. Crazy 8s. 1. Mika, you're going first. That means you roll, set the point. Yep, roll a number. Lose your break. Gee, that's tough luck, Mika. That's what happened to Ralph against you. Roll it. It's your roll. It's going to be lose your break again. 4. Number's 4. 4 chips.
What's that? Oh, that's what.
First one who wins all the chips wins the money. It's all about the money. It's all about the chips, it's all about the money. You're welcome to check the rack anytime you want. The breaker is... The breaker can check the rack anytime you want.
All right, go ahead. You got it.
All right, let's rock and roll. Shit happens. These will be Johnny's chips.
Johnny.
These will be Mika's chips.
What's that? Doubling. What do they do? They got bet?
Okay. Mika doubled. Johnny folded. Johnny owes Mika 4 chips.
That's mine over here?
That's yours. Wait a minute. No, you're over here. Same side you were before, so we don't get confused.
All right, should I toss this first?
He's going to be on that side. 2. Here we go, Mika. You rolled it first.
I did?
Yeah, it rolled first. But try to get a little more action on it.
Yeah.
Two chips. All right, we're finally getting it going here. This is the second rack of 3 with the small blind cube. And it looks like Mika's going to come up dry. No, it's recording on that. It goes directly to that. can't do both at the same time, unfortunately. Not with the kind of money I have. And we got a double. Johnny's being aggressive. He's going to double Mika from 2 to 4. All right, Johnny is going to put the extension tube on so we can reach that 3 ball. I want to see what he's going to do to get shape on the 4 though. This should be interesting. High left. Going to bring it back down. And looks like he got it. Looks like he got it. It must be from an old vacuum cleaner. They usually are. I don't know if anybody makes those things or not, but natural shape for the 5. This will require letting the cue ball go a little bit, letting Whitey run to come down the table and back up for that 6. Anything can happen. You've got to avoid that 10 ball. You've got to stay away from the 9 and the 8, so this shape is usually pretty supernatural, so he'll probably pull it off, but there are perils here. Looks like he did that the hard way, but he did it. Looks like there's a pretty natural run out here, unless he comes in low for that 8 ball. But I'm sure he won't. High English. Ooh, one more turn and he hooked himself behind the 9. These tables are rolling fast. Nika doesn't even want to watch it over there, but down for the 10 and 4 chip payout. Okay, what number rack was that? 2 or 3? 2. That was 2. Okay, one more with the small blind. Pay the man, pay the man. Take your money. Got to get paid first, Johnny.
All right.
The first thing is getting paid.
That was a double.
Well, I really hope you enjoyed those clips of Johnny Archer and Mika Immonen playing. Those were only the first 2 racks. If you like what you saw, I suggest you look down further in our Kickstarter pages and our updates, and you'll see a link to the complete match, which was one of the most thrilling matches I've ever seen filmed. It was played on a 10-foot table, and the players had their hands full with this game and the big table. Now back to the set. If you're a pool hall owner, you want a set like this because it's designed for pool hall use. If you're a consumer, as I mentioned before, all you need are the 2 chip caddy trays, the poker chips, and the cubes. However, the gold cubes and the black cases are only used in pool halls. We differentiate the colors because we don't want people with their home sets getting mixed up. So the home sets consist of games that are done in emerald, a pearlized emerald, or a sapphire, which is a bluish color, or the burgundy, which is the red. So you got a red, blue, or green choice. So the home sets would consist of blue chip caddies or red chip caddies. The chips, of course, would be much more colorful. They'll be redesigned. They'll incorporate all the colors you see here of white, blue, green, and red. And so the home sets will either be blue, red, blue, or green. Now these game sets were manufactured by machine cutting solid blocks of material. And that's great for making just a few of them, but in order to mass produce them, we have to go to injection molding. And that's why we're looking for $50,000 from you and your friends. So we can mass produce these things, get the cost down, and get as many games out to everyone as possible. In addition, we're developing an app for iPhones and Androids where you shake your iPhone and the cube will spin around and the number will come up that you're supposedly rolling, and then you simply place the iPhone on the foot rail to begin the game with where it's neutral, and then when you raise it, you simply move it over here or you move it back here, depending on who's raising, and it keeps track of the score and keeps track of the chips all along the way. So that's an app that we're working on too. That'll be a fun way to play it anywhere you go, just right from your iPhone. Biggest reason to consider getting a casino billiards game set is because it's so much fun. It's way more fun than playing regular pool. It's a better spectator sport for people watching it, and it's a better spectator sport on television or on video. But most importantly, it's just a lot more fun to play. So thank you for watching. Appreciate it very much. And watch more of our matches coming up with professional players.